know, John, one thing we talk a lot about is where this farm started. And remind me a little about that history.
Well, most of this land around here was land grant land for service in the Revolutionary War. And depends on what ranking you were and higher the rank, more land they received. James Bass Sr. came in July the 10th, 1807. They had a cotton gin on the farm. Also, at the other end of the pond, they had a sawmill. It was all self-sufficient. You had to store all the food. And about the only time they went to town was, I was a great big kid before I went, but was to get staples like salt, sugar, coffee.
You know, that's the unique perspective that we get to share with consumers on a daily basis. And I think in a way that today's society wants to get back to being a little more self-sufficient and remembering some of those times that ancestors had before, and to know that we actually produce the grain that we feed our animals, and that product turns into an end product that goes on to the dinner table.
Well, talking about, you got over 200 years of food production. If you got the land and the soil for 200 years, you've looked after it, you've cared for it, you've been a good steward. We changed with changes. Change was not something we didn't want to do. Change is something you got to do to continue.
Now, for years, you know, you've always embraced bringing people to the farm to show them an operation. It wasn't just a closed gate that only you came to. I mean, you've always been such an advocate for this profession, and that's been instilled in us, and hopefully to pass that down to our children and your grandchildren, and to give them a better purpose of why we're here.
And one of the things that farmers did, you kind of looked out to help one another. So we're still doing the same thing, but on a different scale now, with people coming to us, because in all my teen years, most everybody was trying to get away from the farm. It was easier to go to town somewhere to get a job, or a bigger city. For some reason, I stayed, and because I enjoyed farming and producing for other people and sharing.
Well, you know,
with them. And it's come full circle.
Yeah.